Hi, it's Janelle with Parsnips and Parsimony, and welcome to another installment in our financial series. If you haven't seen our other financial series videos, you can check out the playlist over on your right, and you can see all the different videos that we have done on how you can save money in just everyday, ordinary ways. Today's video is going to be how you can save money on deli meat by cooking your own and slicing your own meat. It's healthier for you, it's tastier for you, and it's far cheaper. So let's get right into it. Right here we have an eye of the round. Now you may want to trim this further, you might not want to, it just depends on how you like it. The fat for us gives it a little bit more flavor, and it also helps lock in all that juice. So I'm going to leave this on here, and this was on sale at my local grocery store for $1.99 a pound. Now if you go to the deli, the prices for roast beef, a good quality roast beef, can range anywhere from $6 to $9 a pound, just depending on how you hit it with sales. That's expensive compared to this $2 a pound you're going to pay for your own cup of meat. So we have our eye of the round here, and then I'm just going to take some seasoning. This is some Nebraska star beef. In fact, it was from one of you guys that you sent me, and we have all fallen in love with that. So I'm going to be using that as my seasoning. And you want this roast to actually have sat out for about 30 minutes before you do this. Just kind of bring it up to room temperature. I'm just going to push the rub a little bit into the meat. Flip it over. And do the other side. This is so easy to prepare. Anyone can do this. You cannot ruin this piece of meat, so don't be scared that you're going to waste money. While your roast is getting up to room temperature, you're going to want to preheat your oven. Now, please do not be scared by what I'm going to tell you. You're going to preheat your oven to 500 degrees. And then, once it's up to temperature, we're going to stick this bad boy inside that oven, and we're going to turn the oven down to 475 degrees. Now, you might be wondering, how am I going to cook this roast without killing it at 475 degrees? Well, there's a solution. There's kind of a mathematical equation here. Don't be scared. It's super easy. For every pound of meat, you want to cook this for 5 minutes. And that's for a medium rare cook. We like ours more medium to a little bit more well done. It just depends. So I like to cook mine 8 minutes per pound. This was 6.5 pounds of beef. So Mr. Mathematician, 8 pounds times 6.
51.
51 minutes?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to keep that oven on for 51 minutes for this particular piece of meat. Remember, you're going to do it by poundage for whatever you're doing. So once we put this beef in, we're going to stick it in there 51 minutes, set that timer. We're going to turn the oven off. Do not open the door. That's the magic here. You have to let the remaining heat in the oven penetrate the meat and cook it. So I'm doing this at my kids' nap time because I don't want my kids opening the oven door because they love looking inside the oven wondering what mommy's cooking. You're going to ruin your meat if you open that door. And I know you're going to want to look, you're going to want to smell it, you're going to want to make sure it's not burning. Trust me, this works. All right, let's get this guy going. All right, we'll see you in 51 minutes. Going to turn this now down to 475, and we're going to set the timer for 51 minutes. I'll show you what it looks like after it's done. Time's up. I'm going to turn off the oven, and remember, we don't want to open this up to look at it. The roast has been in there for just about 3 hours, and it's cooled right down in here, so there it is. It smells. I cannot tell you how good this smells. This is a wonderful gravy if you want to make a gravy out of it. It's just so flavorful. But it's done. And we can either slice it now or we can let it cool. We're getting ready for dinner right now, so I'm just going to set it off to the side. And we threw this in the refrigerator overnight to get it nice and cold. This will cut better if it's cold rather than hot, so it's been chilled, and now we're going to start slicing it.
Here's our food slicer. It's a Rival, and we got it at a garage sale for $3, and it is well paid for itself. Even if you have to buy a new one, it's probably still worth it, but if you can get one used, vintage is probably best. You can pick them up on eBay or Etsy or somewhere like that for probably pretty good prices, but it pays for itself pretty quickly. The one downside is that they're pretty hard to clean, so when you use them, just make sure you need to use it for a lot of things. So we have some eggplants that need slicing, and we're going to slice those up first before we do the meat.
We done.
There they are, all evenly sliced eggplants. And that's the only part that's left.
We buy our cheese in 5-pound blocks, and then...
And now we're going to use a slicer with it. That's a lot of cheese.
We're going to cut these into pieces that are a little bit easier to maneuver with the meat slicer.
I think it will.
And we'll show you what the inside looks like when you cook it.
It's yellow.
Just how we like it. Beautifully done and perfect for roast beef sandwiches. How beautiful that looks. And that was cooked in our own oven. One of the tricks to slicing your own roast beef at home is making sure that you don't get it too thick. If you get it too thick, it's going to be tough to chew in your sandwich. Now this is about this thick. I don't know if you guys can see this. That's probably about as thick as you want to get it. Otherwise, when you layer this in your sandwich, you're not going to be able to pull it apart, and it's going to be really embarrassing to eat. So that's one tip, is make sure when you're slicing it, slice it thin enough. Just like you would at a deli, you would usually want a pretty thin roast beef cut. And this is just simply amazing. We just tried a piece of it, and there's nothing better than homemade roast beef for sandwiches made at home. Good job, Melanie. Thank you. Little piece. Is it good? This is how much roast beef we sliced up, and we're going to put 2 of the bags in the freezer, and then we're going to leave 1 out for sandwiches for the next 2 days, but really came out quite beautifully. Look at that. Oh, yum, yum, yum. I called our local bulk food distributor just to kind of get an idea of what they charge for buying a hunk of deli meat just like your deli would, and the pricing was actually more expensive than cooking it yourself. But again, deli meat is one of those things that it depends on the sale and your distributor. So it boils down to just knowing your prices. Sometimes it's better to cook your own meat. Sometimes it's better to buy at the deli with coupons. And sometimes it's better to buy it in bulk and then slice it yourself. You guys need to be the judge of that because it's going to be different for every area. So that concludes this financial series video. I hope it's been helpful and that you'll subscribe to our channel for more financial series videos. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you for our next video. Bye!